morning friends. Welcome to War India News Hour. Let's talk on how would be the future workplace. Digital transformation may be more critical than ever. Many enterprises had realized the fact that their investment into digital transformation prior to the pandemic was now in a much better position to continue operating smoothly. If businesses are going to be successful in the post-pandemic market, digital transformation will be the key. As the spread of COVID-19 is slowing down and has spread across the country, a question is looming on everyone's mind on how their plan will evolve for the long term. What will start, stop or continue after the crisis eases? And what would be the shape of the workplace will ultimately assume when the pandemic is over. Secondly, the most important is most of the enterprise networks are widening with hybrid clouds, IoT devices and home offices, and attacks rapidly and automatically evolve. There has to be a radical new approach to cyber security. A recent report estimated the digital twin, which is a bridge among the digital and physical worlds. This market is expected to grow from $3.8 billion in 2019 to $35.8 billion per year by 2025 at a CAGR of 45.4%, but it also again seen to grow. As we have seen, digital twin software is already revolutionizing industries such as healthcare, architecture, aerospace, defense and automotive and transportation. Now it will also bring revolution for the education sector in the country. Let's look into today's headline in War India. Tension arises with India and China troops clash at the border. Violent face-off occurred on Monday evening along the border in the Galwan Valley in Ladakh, where soldiers from both sides have been locked in a standoff since last month. 17 military personnel who were critically injured in the line of duty and died from their injuries, taking the total that were killed in action to 20. Experts says China is facing a number of domestic challenges, making them to divert the focus for Beijing, including an economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. Apex Court of UK rules against Visa and MasterCard. In an iconic judgment by the Supreme Court of UK upheld the findings of appeal in July 2018 says that so-called default multilateral interchange fees changed within the Visa and MasterCard payment card schemes was an unlawful restriction of both European Union and UK competition law. The ruling means the retailer can proceed to a trial to decide compensation. With this judgment, retailers could potentially receive billions of pounds in damages. Industry body announces 500 Chinese products to boycott in India. A tough time ahead for the Chinese companies operating in India. The Confederation of All India Traders has released a list of more than 500 Chinese products to be boycotted and 52 apps linked to China by Indian intelligence agencies. Various agencies have reached out to the government to block or prevent the use of apps including TikTok, WeChat, UC Browser, Club Factory, NewsDog, Scene, Hello, MY Video Call, Xiaomi, Zender, Sherit, CleanMaster, Lenovo and few others. Worldwide smartwatch shipments grew 12% in Q1 of 2020 despite of coronavirus. Worldwide smartwatch shipment has reached 14.3 million units in Q1 of 2020. It's up 12% year on year despite COVID-19. Though Apple shipment fell 13%, its smartwatch platform remains the world's largest and is growing steadily. WatchOS gained 4 million new active users during the quarter, bringing the total installed base to an estimated 70 million. Palo Alto Networks launches world's first ML-powered NGFW. An organization defend their ever increasing points of entry against cyber attacks that continue to morph and rise. Palo Alto Networks introduces the first ML powered next generation firewall, which embeds machine learning in the core of the firewall to proactively assist in increasingly stopping threats, securing IoT devices, and recommending security policies, once again redefining the standard for network security. Airtel adds EdTech to its digital portfolio with Latu Kids. Bharti Airtel said it has acquired a strategic stake in EdTech startup Latu Media as part of the Airtel Startup Accelerator program. Mumbai-based Latu Kids specializes in digital learning tools for children. Its highly popular Latu Kids have focused on improving English vocabulary, English reading and math skills for children under the age of 10 years through entertaining, fun learning, animated videos and games. Government says no to Chinese products to use in telco. Chinese companies will not be allowed to participate. Department of Telecommunication has formally decided to tell BSNL not to use Chinese equipments in view of security issues, which is due in the upgradation of its 4G facilities, which is part of the revival package. The government has taken a decision to cancel the tender which was floated by BSNL earlier this year. Further, it will also not to allow private operators to use Chinese gear in future and will encourage domestic telecom equipment makers. New group type for parenting by Facebook. More than 5.5 million people in India are a part of active parenting groups on Facebook. To help support these communities, Facebook has launched a new group type parenting. The new features will make it easier for parents to discover the right communities and make it safer and easier to engage within them. Cisco Webex helps customers stay remotely connected work. Secure collaboration technologies to help people get work done from anywhere and top of the agenda for every CIO, putting pressure on IT teams to both support an unprecedented shift to remote work while simultaneously planning a return to the office. The Webex platform helps in security and compliance capabilities to deliver consistent user experience and integration with Box. SAP delivers innovations that tackle supply chain challenges. As companies all over the world are facing unprecedented challenges, they are turning to technologies that provide reliable insights to help them better support their employees, customers and suppliers. Stepping up to fulfill these needs, SAP is helping companies to improve supply chain and industry-specific processes. Connect through business network and embedded sustainability as a critical measure of business success. Lastly, digital twin technology is expected to take the center stage. Digital twin are virtual replicas of buildings, infrastructure and physical assets, fully interconnected with the data in and around them that optimize project performance and help predict and visualize future outcomes. Approximately $900 billion will be spent on digitization globally. 80% plus leaders believe analytics will be the key for decision making in industrial manufacturing. With this, today I would like to invite a special guest, Mr. Marcel Correia, Vice President and General Manager, India, South Asia at Red Hat, an IBM entity, a leader in making open source technologies for the enterprises. Welcome, Mr. Marcel, to the War India News Hour. Please explain on how work from home is impactful during lockdown.
Thanks, Deepak, for having me on your News Hour show. Greetings to all the war readers. So very clearly, because of the pandemic, there was no other way to function but to work from home. Various organizations at a different level of preparedness in terms of working from home. From a Red Hat perspective, over years we have invested significantly in our IT systems and processes. So we were quite geared up in terms of working from home. Red Hat technologies are used across wide spectrum of our clients across multiple industries, stock exchanges, banks, telcos, government, manufacturing organization, and it was extremely critical for us to support them as they serve their clients. And we could do that almost seamlessly. We had quite a few incidences coming in wherein we had to step out and support our clients remotely. So we could do that. Also, from our own business continuity perspective, running our operation, enabling our partners and collaboration within our associate, we could do that very effectively. Now that we are in the lockdown for a couple of weeks, our associates are getting comfortable working from home. In fact, they are being more productive. They don't have to commute long distance. They are able to effectively balance their time and prioritize both, the work that they need to execute, as well as balance their family time as the schools are closed. A few of the associates have to spend time at home and perform both home support their families as well as support their work. So they are able to do very effectively. Going forward, I think organizations will have to really look at building their infrastructure so that employees can work effectively. Also, the office infrastructure will have to be relooked at. So, in summary, some clients struggled, but I think now that we are few weeks into it, this is a new normal. This is getting accepted. From Red Hat perspective, we absolutely had no challenge in adapting to it.
You have rightly said. We'd like to understand how Red Hat is bringing solution to collaborate with remote delivery.
I will talk about what is that Red Hat brings to collaborate the remote functioning in terms of solution set. So if you have seen the trend, the trend is basically how do we enable remote functioning. So this is right from upkeep of your IT infrastructure. How do you do remote management? Do you have smart management tools? Do you have proactive management tools to how you automate? And Red Hat has actually tools in that area. There's a lot of we can dial into the systems. We can proactively monitor the mission critical platforms that you have. With Ansible, a lot of automation can be achieved. The other trend you would have seen is adoption of cloud. We have significant headway in terms of open hybrid cloud. Very clearly during this time, customer want to be capex light, use as a service, want to be on any cloud option, be it on-premise, be it on public cloud, be it virtual private cloud, and have the freedom of and choice to move seamlessly without lock-in. So that's another area. And the third area is in terms of building cloud native application. So very clearly the businesses have to adapt to new ways, and those processes need to be supported by modern applications. So we have a way of developing this new modern application, and also for developers to be productive, we have what is called as code-ready workspaces. So as more and more developers work out of home, they can really use this. So in summary, whether it is about open hybrid cloud, it is about automation, or it is about building modern application, Red Hat has solutions in this space.
It is good to know about the various solutions of Red Hat. With this, can you explain how to secure remote working by using open source techniques?
Deepak, very clearly, because of the current pandemic situation, the only way to kind of function is function remotely, use technology where you can. And this is actually going to give a huge, adoption towards whatever you call it, digital adoption, digitalization, or digital transformation. I think companies across various verticals will adapt. Everyone will have a different reason, different motives, but our clients are faced with different kind of challenges. Like banks will find more need to digitally engage with their client. Digital payments will see a huge growth. Similarly, from telco perspective, the demand for telecom services has gone up. More of their customers are working remotely. They need to have ability to scale their operations, configure their operation in such a way that they can meet the demand where it is needed. So there is a huge need and demand for technology. Open source, if you really look at, the community does a lot of projects. A lot of innovation happens there. When many people come together, many complex problems get solved. What Red Hat does is work with those communities on the upstream and works with the client with our own development. We actually convert these projects into enterprise product with roadmap which are secure, which are robust, which are scalable, and that is the value that we bring in. So open source is extremely relevant. Supported open source is what enterprise need. And I think Red Hat is in a right spot to help our clients with this digital transformation with enterprise-ready software with open source delivery model.
It is really nice to hear about your leadership into open source, and thank you, Marcel, for joining us in the News Hour. To conclude, it is a fact that digital twin field is evolving faster than ever. Digital twin is a virtual representation of physical buildings and assets, but connected to all the data and information around those assets, so that machine learning and AI algorithms can be applied to them to help them operate more efficiently. COVID-19 has disrupted life around the world, leading to a global crisis and significant effect on business. Manufacturing is unfortunately one of the industries that has been impacted the most. Might in between an agenda for transformation legacy systems, the industry was not prepared for something like a global shutdown, and companies have been grappling with numerous challenges to continue critical operations under lockdown. Going forward, both private and public sector tenders the world over now routinely call for digital twin solutions, including the new mega smart city in Saudi Arabia, which plans to test 90 different digital twin use cases over the next 2 years, and the new capital city of Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh in India, which will be the world's first city born as a digital twin. That's it for the day, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to Wire India News Magazine. Please download the Wire India app for the latest news and updates, which is available on Google Play Store. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you very much.